Hello everyone, welcome back to our video series on Africa. We're going to be doing video number 8 today, and I think we're going to try to do the deserts. So let's take a look at uh, the largest hot desert in the world is the Sahara, which lies in northern Africa, a big part of northern Africa, and covers many of the countries we haven't labeled yet. So I'd like to label the countries first. So let's work on that first. And here's a big one next to Algeria, Libya. Libya. And the capital of Libya is Tripoli. Let's just color that little star in. Okay, let's go south of Libya. We have four letters C-H-A-D, Chad. Okay, and the capital of that country is N'Djamena. N'Djamena. Learn the pronunciation of some of these harder names. It's kind of fun to learn those capitals that you don't hear that often. N'Djamena. Okay, here's the country. We're going to work our way west. Niger. N-I-G-E-R. And I believe the capital is pronounced Niamey. Let's just put a little red in there. Okay. Let's keep going west over here, just south of Algeria. This is the country of Mali. M-A-L-I. And I see the capital down here in the south, Bamako. Okay, let's keep going west. Here we have the country of Mauritania. M-A-U-R-I-T-A-N-I-A, Mauritania. And the capital is Nouakchott. I believe that's how you say it. Okay, let's put a little red in there. Nouakchott. Okay, now the country shown above is Western Sahara, and that country is not always listed in the list of independent countries. It might be under rule of Morocco. So that, but anyway, it's Western Sahara. You do a little bit of research into the status of that country. Sahara. Western Sahara. Okay. And some other countries that we've already labeled are Morocco, Algeria. Egypt has some Sahara Desert. Sudan, and then there's Eritrea. Eritrea, I believe is how you say it. This has a little bit of desert, so I'm going to label that country E-R-I-T-R-E-A. Eritrea. Okay. And the capital of that country is Asmara. Let's put a little red in there. Okay, so now that we've got those countries labeled, we can kind of draw in the edge of the Sahara Desert. Okay, let me get my brown. I'm gonna use a brown to kind of show the edge. Now, a desert doesn't have a very defined edge. It's kind of a rougher edge. So, you know, it's not like a lake which has a smooth coastline or a defined coastline. So I'm going to just kind of, let's start in the middle in Libya and work our way. It's around. It's like a big oval. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of I don't know if you can see it, but I've put a very fine line to kind of show the general location, and I'm going to make it a little bit more of a kind of a roughly line. More of a jagged line, I guess you could say. Okay, so it kind of goes up through Libya. Just follow my shading here. Kind of goes up. Okay, right about to there. And then it follows the coastline. We'll just go like this to give it that color. All the way down to Eritrea, and then we'll work our way along here like this. Right through Sudan, okay, into Chad. I'm sure the desert boundaries sort of over time can kind of either expand or shrink depending on the climate. Deserts are generally areas that receive less than 10 inches of rainfall a year. And I would imagine if you had a year which was very, very dry, maybe that desert might expand a little bit, you know. It's a kind of a moving line, I would think, at times, not perfectly defined all the time. Okay, now we're going to go all the way, pretty much goes all the way to the coast. Okay, and we can kind of follow the coast. So we're making that big oval. Now we're going to work our way back to Libya. Okay, now it kind of includes Western Sahara. You don't want to cover up those letters, so let's just kind of go lightly over them like that. Okay. And now just a little bit into Morocco right there, just a tiny bit there. And it kind of skirts the Atlas Mountains, runs along the bottom edge of that mountain range. And same thing, just a little bit of Tunisia there. Before we work our way back to Libya. Okay, so there's kind of that's kind of the outline of the Sahara. And if you look in our key, kind of used a sort of a dashed lines like that. So we could do that if you like. We can also include a little bit of some different colors too. We could put a little yellow in there, maybe a little bit of orange. Well, some of the warm colors, being a very hot desert. Okay, and you want to do that little symbol. This does make it stand out a little bit better. Sahara actually is from an Arabic word, very similar. And Sahara, it means desert. So usually when you say the Sahara, you don't have to say the word desert, you can just say Sahara. And I think it would be kind of nice to put the name of that desert right in the middle of the desert like this. I'm going to use big capital letters. Sahara. Okay, so we've got a bunch of these little symbols here. And then we can very lightly add a little bit more color to it. You don't have to go too dark. This just makes it stand out a little bit more. Stands out a little bit better when you can add a little color. I don't want to go too hard with the color. Remember, we may end up putting some other information. Your teacher may have you label some additional cities and different things going on in some of these countries, so I don't want to cover it too much. Okay, a little bit of maybe light brown, a little bit of light brown too. How's that look? Okay. Let's, everyone's going to do it a little differently. And you can get your input from your teacher too, how prominent you want to make the desert stand out. Okay. Now, there's a couple of more deserts I want to put on, and they're in the southern part of the continent. Okay, I'm going to most of the countries are labeled so far. There's just one that we haven't labeled where these deserts fall, and that country is called Botswana. B-O-T-S-W-A-N-A. And the capital of Botswana is, let me get my red, Gaborone. Okay, the desert also falls in South Africa, which you've already labeled. Let's highlight Bloemfontein, I think is how you say it. Bloemfontein and Windhoek in Namibia. So those are the three countries we're mostly going to be dealing with. Okay, so get your brown. I'm going to get my brown, and I'm going to just put that little kind of a rough edging. This desert is a coastal desert. It runs right along it's categorized as a coastal desert, which I guess it's not considered a hot or a cold. It's kind of a mix. In the summer it's quite hot, and then it gets pretty cool in the winter months, so kind of a mix. Okay, so it kind of lies right along a little bit of Angola, Namibia, and some of South Africa down here. So did a little bit of research to find the exact location. We can also put that little symbol like that too. Make that one stand out a little, and we can add in some of these colors again. Orange, yellow. Being kind of a cooler desert too, you could throw in a little purple in there, just to show that it gets cool too. Yellow. Alright, that I'm going to write it off to the side. This is the Namib Desert. N-A-M-I-B Desert. Okay, and then we have one more. another desert which kind of lies in Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa also. This is the Kalahari Desert. So let me just kind of draw the outline of where this desert lies. Now this desert, I've done a little research on this desert, and they call this kind of a semi-arid desert, so not completely dry. It has certain months of the year where it does receive a little bit more rainfall, maybe a little bit more than your normal desert. So, but then there are times during the year when it's very dry too, so it's kind of a little bit of a mix of a desert. Okay, I'm gonna put that little symbol in again, dashed little slashes like that. And I think it's kind of warmer most of the year, but might be a little cool in the winter. Okay, orange. Most deserts do cool down during the night too. So the temperatures will be very high during the day, and many times they drop quite a bit in the nighttime hours. Well, we can throw a little purple in there too, just to show the cool part of the desert. All right, so there's two more deserts. That's the Kalahari. Maybe I'll put a little leader line to this one and write this one just under Namib. So the spelling on this one is Kalahari, Kalahari Desert. Oh, and one other thing while we're down in this part of Africa, I just came across the fact that Swaziland has changed names. It's now known as the new name is let me spell it for you. I'm gonna put in capital E in front of that S because it now begins with an E. ESWAT. Won't be the correct number of dashes anymore for your letters. ESWATINI, and I believe it's pronounced Eswatini. Okay, so there's a case of maps changing, and maps are always changing, and it's good to keep up on current events. Okay, I think that's it for today. We did a good job putting those deserts on, and the map's really starting to. We're gonna have to go through our list of activities. I think we're getting close to being done on this map, so we'll be back next time. I think maybe we'll do maybe we'll put in some lakes on the map. All right, thank you.